And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a little party game, a game of perception and perplexion, Stroop. It actually isn't a it's not a very welcoming cover, but the idea of Stroop is what drew me in. Stroop is a puzzle. When I first saw it with kids, I was like, oh, this is a great idea. You know, the words are like written, there's like a whole bunch of color words there, and they're like the word might be in black, but it's green. The word says green, but when you read it, you're supposed to say black. And so you put a whole bunch of words in there and you say, now read what colors the words are in, don't read what it says. And it's really hard, thus Stroop. But Stroop takes that farther and adds things, capital letters and small letters, and hollow and unhollow, and it does it in a speed kind of method. Here's how you play it. So Stroop is made up of a whole pile of cards here, and on the back of these cards are different things. First of all, you have some colors. You got black, yellow, blue, and red. The words are in one of those colors. So these are black, there's blue, red, etc. They also say a color. So this one says yellow. Well, some of them say a color. This one says yellow. Some of them say a word, 3. There's some that are on all small letters. Those would be little. And there are some that are on all capital letters. There are some that are hollow. And there are some that are not hollow. So there's all different combinations in here. Each player is going to start with a deck of 15 of these cards. One card is going to be face up in the middle of the table. And the game takes place over 2 rounds. In round 1, you're going to start drawing cards in your hand. And you can play these cards in the middle if what the word says matches that card. This says 5. Are there 5 letters here? There are not. So I'm going to keep going until I find something with 5 letters. There's black, the word black written in yellow, and it's hollow and has 5 letters. So I play this here. Now the next card that's played has to be black. So I keep going. I know there's one that says black. Now that one says blue. I can play this one here. That one says big. I can play this because all the things are in big letters. That says little. So I can play this one. Now that says black, so I need to keep drawing. And of course, other people are playing at the same time. Now I play something that's red. Now I play something that's hollow. Now I play something with 5 letters in it. So I keep drawing. There's something with 5 letters. Now something with 3 letters. Now something that's big. Now something with 6 letters. And so that's the way the game goes. Now, as soon as one person has drawn all the cards of their deck into their hand and they cannot play a card, they say stop. All right, they show they show everyone that that's not possible. All the cards then, all the remaining cards in your hand go back in your draw pile. All these cards are discarded, and then you take all the cards that are in the middle that you just discarded and shuffle them and hand them back out to somebody. So if you're slow, you're going to have, in the first round, you're going to have more cards in the second round. Now, in the second round, things are very similar. Except when you play a card, you have to play a card that describes the middle one. So this one, I could play big on top of it because these are all big letters. But in this one, I could play on top because they're all little letters. So it's pretty much the opposite. I can't play this one because it's not black, it's not red, it is hollow, so I could play this. Then I could play the red on top of that. Then I can play the black on top of that. So you can see it's a little confusing. If you don't feel like this, and by the way, whoever goes out the first time who can't play any more cards after round 2 is the winner of the game. But if you think that's too easy, you can add these cards in the mix, which are the same combinations, except now they add forwards and backwards. So if it's backward, you got to play a backwards word. And of course, this is still yellow, it's hollow, it's written in red, etc., etc. And anyway, that's how you play. Okay, that's Stroop. Now, Stroop is an entertaining little game that's going to melt some people's brains because you're sitting there going, okay, the card says yellow. Oh, okay, what cards of mine are yellow? Wait, this says yellow, but that's not yellow. It's written in black. And so you have that, and especially if you add it in the forward backwards. It's crazy. Your mind's just like, ah, and you're doing it speed. And really, right there is exactly, will you like the game or not? I mean, I can't really say more because when some of you heard this, you're sitting there with horrified looks on your face like, that sounds awful. You won't enjoy it. Some of you are like, oh, intriguing. You will enjoy it. I liked it. Now, the obvious thing that comes to mind here is, well, what about folks who are colorblind? Well, they did a good job here. They have black, blue, yellow, red, and black, red, yellow, and blue. think there's 4 colors. And I played with someone who was colorblind, and they were able to differentiate enough between them that they were able to still play. I just had to point at the beginning that such and such a color was blue. You know, when you see this, it's blue. It's still speed. I think the second round is more intriguing than the first round, and I'm definitely always playing with the reverse and the backwards cards in there. I think the graphic design could be better, right? I mean, when you look at the cards here, the whole thing has kind of a, I printed this myself, and the cards, they're good quality cards for sure, but they just look boring, right? It looks like, I don't know, I think a graphic designer could have made the whole thing have a much cooler look to it. However, the gameplay itself is a lot of fun. This is one of the first games from Grand Gamers Guild, and it's unique and interesting. It takes that whole speed thing. You know, like when you play games like Dutch Blitz, or a game where you're quickly trying to get cards from your hand. That's fine. You're doing the same thing here, and I'm not always the biggest fan of those games, but I am a big fan of this one because it's one of those games, but you're also thinking fiercely at the same time. How many letters does this word have? Is it hollow? Is it this? Is it that? And you're playing the cards. Great, great fun for a select audience. And that is what I can say about Stroop. Dice Tower Judgment approved!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!